is your name and what type of business is Sea Pearl Seafood?
My name is Sean Laddeer, and Sea Pearl Seafood is a domestic shrimp processor.
How long has the company been in business?
Our company started in 1966.
How did your company start?
Our company started as a oyster company that was originally founded by my grandfather.
Who all in your family runs the business now?
Currently, family-wise, myself, my father, my mother, and a few of my great uncles run the company.
How many plants does your company run?
We currently have 4 plants in 2 different locations.
What type of processing do your plants do?
In our 4 plants, we have one that does peeled meat, peeled and deveined, head on, headless. We also do some cooked.
How and where do you receive your products?
We receive the vast majority of our product by boat, which we are located on the water, so we unload them directly off the boat. We do get some product via truck, refrigerated truck that comes in from Texas, Mississippi, other parts of Alabama, a little bit of Florida, and we do get a small amount off the East Coast.
What regulations does your company have to abide by?
We are currently inspected by the FDA, the USDC, the Board of Health, and a few other local companies.
When is your busiest season?
Our busiest season usually takes place in the summer when they open the federal waters. State waters are generally open most of the year, so we do get some product during the winter. But generally, our plant runs 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, and sometimes during some years we have run actually 24 hours a day, 7 days a week during the summers.
What does the plant do in the off season?
During the off season, we generally just sell shrimp and use our storage facility. During the summers, we usually try to produce enough shrimp to hold us out throughout the year. If in the worst case scenario for the home product, we do buy some from other domestic shrimp processors.
What types of products do you offer?
We all do all domestic shrimp. We do block frozen, which is a 5-pound block of shrimp. We do IQF, which stands for individually quick frozen, which we use liquid nitrogen to do. And we also have 50-pound slabs that is done in one of our other plants that is all head on.
What different processes do your products have to go through?
On the peeled shrimp, it generally gets unloaded, goes into a vat full of ice for storage, at which point it goes into a tank full of water, it goes up a belt and over to 4 different peeling machines. After they come out of those machines, they go through an additional separator that pulls any remaining loose shells off. After that, if they're going to get deveined, they go through a deveining machine which cuts the veins out of the back of the shrimp. After that, it goes through a set of graters specifically designed for the peeled meat, which separates them into the sizes you can find in stores. After they go through that, they end up in vats full of ice water and go onto an inspection belt. After they are inspected, they're put into the 5-pound blocks. If it is done in IQF, they go through the same inspection belt and get put back into additional vats for storage and brought over to the IQF building, which is located next door to the main block frozen plant. From there, they go through another inspection belt and check for grade A, to be grade A. They also go up an additional belt and into a liquid nitrogen tunnel freezer, where they are in there from anywhere from 6 to 7 minutes, depending on the size of the shrimp. They come out of there, go over another inspection belt for final inspection, then get glazed, which is covered in water, for final storage, so that they do not get freezer burned as easily. They go into a scale which separates them into either 1 pound, 2 pound, 2.5 pound, 3 pound, or 5 pound bags, depending on the end product. We also have the block frozen, the 50-pound slabs, which is another plant on the other side of the bayou from us that does primarily head-on shrimp for wholesale.
How many people in your family's company does it take to process all of the products?
We currently have around 90 employees. During the winter, it does go down dramatically to probably 20 or 30, but in the height of the summer, we can have over 100 employees.
Compared to other countries and their employees, what does your business do to keep your employees happy and the plant running smoothly?
We pay the vast majority of our employees well. We also supply them all with individual health care with Blue Cross. We pay half of the bill for that, as long as they will pay for the other half. They all get a half-hour lunch every day and 15-minute breaks every 2 hours.
What challenges does your company have to deal with on an annual basis?
Annually, we have to deal with the price of imports, which are extremely low compared to our costs because of our overhead that we cannot possibly compete with.
How is your company trying to deal with these issues?
Currently, we are trying to increase our production to cut our overhead, which actually means that we have to do more automated processes, which actually lowers our employee count, which is bad for our local economy.
What are the company's future plans?
We're currently trying to get into more retail markets and more grocery store chains, so that we can eventually try to lower the cost of our product.
What do you think it will help with lowering the cost of your product, and what can consumers do to help local businesses in this area?
Most of the time when you buy seafood products in most retailers, it's all imported. 94% of all shrimp that you buy or consume in the U.S. is all imported, and only 2% of that is actually inspected when it comes into this country. Unlike the domestic shrimp industry, which is inspected monthly.
And what issues do the shrimping boats themselves face before they even get to your receiving plant?
Another reason for the high cost of domestic shrimp is because of the boat prices. We have to pay the boats fairly, but with the current price of diesel and their overhead, they're having to constantly stay out longer and longer times, mostly times over a month long, just to attempt to cover their overhead, which, as it's slowly getting worse, it's becoming harder and harder for them to do.
What are the company's future plans to improve on sales and efficiency?
We are currently installing a new bagger in our main processing plant to attempt to double our production capability to diminish some of our overhead with the same amount of labor hours. And in the future, we are also trying to get more into a cooked market where we can possibly compete for a cooked end product, which we do have in some casinos currently.
Who can purchase your product and where can your product be purchased?
You can currently purchase our product in Bell Foods and Safeway markets. You can also come and buy it locally directly from our company. And there's also a lot of local smaller markets and around town and around the surrounding states that you can buy our product.
Why should consumers purchase local domestic shrimp instead of imports at the store?
Most of the imports at the store are actually loaded with different antibiotics because they are all farm raised, most of which are actually banned for use in this country, which we are not allowed to do. So we try to limit the amount of materials that go into the product and keep it as fresh as we possibly can.
Where do you see your company in the next 10 years?
As we currently strive to enhance everything in our business, we plan to increase our production so that we can eventually try to compete more with the import market, price-wise and quantity-wise, so that more people can enjoy domestic shrimp. My name is Sean Ladner, and Sea Pearl Seafood is a domestic shrimp processing company.
Where is your business located?
We are located in Bayou La Batre, Alabama.
How long has your company been in business?
Our company started in 1966.
How did your business start?
Our business was started by my grandfather.
Who runs the company now?
The company is currently run by my father.
What type of processing does the company do?
We do primarily domestic shrimp.
How many plants does your company run?
We currently have 3 plants, one of which does the main block frozen. The other one does IQF, which is individually quick frozen. We have another one that does 50-pound slabs a head on, and we also have another smaller unloading facility.
How do you receive your products?
We receive all our products by either truck or by boat. We have 2 offloading facilities that are located on the water in Bayou La Batre. We also truck in a lot of product from Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, and small amounts from the East Coast.
When is your busiest season?
Our busiest season is generally during the summer, which is usually when the federal water is open for shrimp.
What does the plant do in the off season?
We do still get a little bit of product in during the off season, during the winter months, but primarily we try to stock everything up during the summer so that we can actually survive during the winter, during our slow periods.
What types of products do you offer?
We supply a whole line of domestic shrimp products. We do peeled and deveined, head on, headless. We also have the ability to do bulk amounts of cooked and P&D tail on, and also easy peel, which is deveined with the shell on.
What processes do the products go through?
starting off with a main process for the block frozen. They generally get unloaded from a boat. They go into a peeling machine, which then goes into another one that helps separate any lingering shells. And if they get deveined, they go through a deveining machine and through a grater which sorts them by size and into vats. After which point they're taken and go over an inspection belt so that they can be boxed into 5-pound blocks. From that point, if they are not getting blocked, then they go over the inspection belt. Any remaining parts get picked out of it and it goes into our IQF building, where it then goes into another wash tank, goes over another inspection belt for a final inspection, then drops into a liquid nitrogen tank where they stay in there for roughly 7 minutes depending on the size. Goes into a glaze tank which adds a water glaze to the outside to help keep the shrimp from getting freezer burned, and then goes into a scale and into a bagger which goes into 1 pound, 2 pound, 2.5 pound, and 5 pound bags for retail markets and bulk for non-retail. We also have another plant that does just head on, which has 50-pound slabs of shrimp.
Who can purchase your products?
Pretty much anyone can purchase our products at this time. We are in a lot of major food chains, a few restaurants, but a lot of the big supermarkets currently carry it, or you can buy direct from us.
And what kinds of shrimp do you process and offer to the public?
All of our shrimp are domestic products, and which we offer to everyone.
What challenges does your company have to deal with on a yearly basis?
Our main challenges are that we have to deal with all the imports, which we cannot actually produce the shrimp for as cheap as the imports actually sell. So it makes our market even harder to compete when people are used to lower priced product.
How does your company deal with these issues?
We are currently going through different government standards to try to help on this, and
What are you doing to improve the business and its efficiency?
we are currently on our IQF side. We're adding more production facility and adding a new bagger line and more freezer in order to double and or triple our capacity.
What are the plans for the company in the future?
We're currently trying to get in more large major supermarkets and attempting to get a larger presence for Gulf shrimp and restaurants.
Sean, tell me about Sea Pearl Seafood Company.
Sea Pearl Seafood Company started in 1966. It is a family owned and operated business and actually started with my grandfather. We started off as an oyster company, hence the Sea Pearl name, and we are now completely a domestic shrimp processing company. We deal only with domestic product.
How does the processing work, and what machines does Sea Pearl use to process these items?
We unload boats directly from the water, as we are located in Bela Battery on the bayou. From there, it goes onto a belt and goes through peeling machines. After it goes through the peeling machines, it goes through a few washers to remove any loose shells that are still left, and then the product also goes through a deveiner if the product gets deveined. From there, it is graded by size, goes into different vats, and then goes onto another inspection belt where it is packaged into 5-pound blocks. We also deal with tails, which are headless shrimp, which go through another process with another set of graders specifically designed for tails, in which they get divided by size, vatted up, also run over the inspection belt and put into 5 pound blocks. We also have the option of doing IQF shrimp, which stands for individually quick frozen, in our other plant. We can run any size that the main plant runs, but we can also run it slightly quicker than they can.
Where can we find your products, and what are the plans for the company in the future?
You can find our products in most retail supermarkets, and we are expanding all the time. We do a slight wholesale sales if you're ever in the area. We're also redesigning our website so that it is more mobile friendly. We can do a product updates there and possibly get pricing on the website at a later date. We're also looking into pushing more into the cooked product so that we can have more cooked shrimp in retail stores.
Thank you for all the great information.
Sea Pearl Seafood Company is a domestic shrimp processing company located in Bayou La Batre, Alabama. We're a family-owned company that started in the 60s, in which the name actually came from being a oyster company.
What type of shrimp processing do you do?
We do all the shrimp processing in-house. We do head-on, headless, peeled and deveined, and peeled shrimp, all which is done mechanically.
And what type of machinery do you use?
The process starts off with unloading the boats. It gets weighed so that we know how much to pay the boats themselves, and then it goes through a process to where it goes through peeling machines, deveining machines if the product is going to be deveined, and goes through washers and gets graded by size. And which the final step is to go through an inspection belt to where it gets placed into 5 pound blocks or goes to our IQF plant. The other part of the process is on headless, where it goes through graders to grade them by size. If it goes over to the IQF plant, which is just a finished product plant, they get IQF, which stands for individually quick frozen, which is mostly for retail outlets only.
And what wholesale products do you offer?
We do most of the IQF in 1 pound bags for retails, 2 pound, 2.5, 3 pound, and 5 pound bags. We also do a cooked product for special retailers.
And the multicolored labels behind you, what are those used for?
The labels behind me are used for in-house purposes. They are used in the freezer during storage so that we can easily identify the different sizes and different products.
And what happens at the end of the season?
Usually our season consists of the summer months, in which that is our busiest time of year. The rest of the year we do get some product in it in small amounts, but we have to process enough during the summer to last us the rest of the year.
Where can your products be found?
Most of all of our products can be found at local retailers near you.